Oh shit! How fucked up there's a hand shooting all about me seeing stars and shit. How funny! What was you thinking?
You are now listening to the Stoned Conservatives podcast.
Oh fuck no!
Alright, how's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Good. Great.
Thanks for having us.
Great, and I'm your host, Cam. Today we don't have Alan on. Sorry, it's a little loud here. But go ahead and just lower this. And today, this is Stone Conservatives, episode 12. Yeah, like I said, Alan's not here today, guys. Sorry. He's usually on. He's my co-host. He's kind of more of the centrist guy. I'm the more of the slightly right-leaning guy. So let's get started. Today we have two awesome guests, well, three, but more importantly, Kenneth and Melissa Thompson. How are you both doing?
All right.
Doing good. How about yourself?
Thank you. And the reason why I say that is because we had you on last episode, and I gotta say, guys, it was probably one of the best episodes I did, for this whole podcast. I was like, wow, that was the episode I want my shows to go every single time.
Yes.
However, it didn't even record only like 5 minutes. Every time I hit a button, for example, if I did, if I hit just one button, it apparently re-recorded over it. So every time I hit a button or the outro music, it just did another recording and it recorded over it. So we only had like maybe a closure for a podcast, like maybe 5 minutes of closing and plugs, but that's all we had. So I welcome you guys back, and we're gonna have yet another fantastic episode. I can tell already.
Awesome.
And we also have with us Stephen from Sacred Garden.
Hi.
Yay, Stephen! Thank you for coming. Yes.
Yes.
Support it, Sacred Garden. Oh.
Sacred Garden, yes. We are a full cannabis dispensary here in New Mexico.
Nice.
Check us out. Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Las Cruces. And ultimately, I guess this is going to be a bit of a whirlwind. Hopefully it'll be as much of a showstopper as the last one. Let's try not to record over it.
Yeah, believe me, it will not be recorded. And we're also live this time on Facebook. So anyone happen to be listening right now, this is live, and we're live here at the Voice Box Studios. It's a studios I just barely got set up here. Whole purpose is for podcasting, but now we've developed into full-on mix, mastering, recording, and even video editing. So, and podcasting too. So,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bit of everything.
Good job.
so I hope it stays. I really want to keep my studio.
Well, we hope so too,
Yeah.
Go local.
Yeah. So Kenneth and Melissa Thompson, they're hosting the New Mexico 420Fest this year, and it's in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And if you want to go check it out, it's going to be at the Bridge, 37 Fire. I messed it up last time. I'm having flashbacks. Is it Place?
Place, yes.
I said Plaza last time in Santa Fe. And if you guys are wondering where it's at, it's basically at the Santa Fe Brewing at the Bridge. It's just right off the highway. You guys can't miss it. And you better not miss it because you better be there. And you can go get your pre-sale tickets right now at NM420Fest.com.
That's right.
Yes, purchase them now so you're not standing in line.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, yeah, I could already see myself standing in line wishing I had an edible. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, at least there will be CBD edibles there.
Okay.
There will.
Yes, lots of CBD. Sacred Garden will be sponsoring the event. We look forward to it. These guys throw some pretty epic parties here, so...
Yes, Stephen, tell us a little bit about the vendor booth that you guys are going to have. I'm pretty excited about the Sacred Garden.
Yes, well, like our namesake, it's going to be large and comfortable. We're going to have a place to chill. We're going to have a lot of our staff there if you want to ask questions, if you want to talk about getting a card, getting your PPL. And, we're going to have a ton of our CBD products there, anything from edibles to tinctures, you name it.
Wow.
Make it a very chill setting, to say the least.
Oh, okay. I absolutely been loving CBD lately for anxiety and stuff like that. Earlier, as I was in here, I almost had like an anxiety rush just because I didn't take my CBD little capsule little thing. So, so tinctures, is it just a various amount of tinctures? Like, is there like certain dosages, or do you guys like?
Yeah.
Like,
So tinctures, for those that don't know, come in various different forms. Many people refer to them as drops.
okay.
That's going to be something you take orally. We have a range that are going to be in alcohol. We also have a range that are going to be in MCT oil.
Okay.
That's basically coconut oil. And yes, ultimately it does range anything from, a few milligrams, 100 milligrams to 1,500, and the sky's the limit, really, as far as that can go.
Wow.
You should be looking into that if you're using every day. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I've been enjoying a little bit of edibles here and there, like just like straight with flour and everything.
Sure.
But there's some days where I feel I probably shouldn't be ingesting so much THC. Like I start getting maybe a little bit paranoid sometimes.
Right.
Yes, time and the place. I understand that, but see, that's where the CBD comes in.
Yeah.
Definitely for the daytime.
And most importantly, how medical, how beneficial it is, like for everyone. Whether if you're, I even saw that they're going around for pets now, CBD oil for pets.
Yes.
So I'm for that. I mean, screw giving our dogs like tramadol and these weird pain relievers that are made out of opiates.
Right.
Might as well give your dog CBD oil. What's the worst thing that can happen? He's gonna go crazy at the food bowl.
And we got the munchies.
The munchies at the food bowl.
Well, yeah, and then there's, those poor old ailing pets, too, that, might need that little bit of a kick to speak. For them, yes, we do have tinctures for dogs as well.
Wow, interesting.
Those would be in olive oil.
Okay.
And if you guys
You could eat that, too.
If you guys haven't had a chance to go to Sacred Garden, go in there and just experience Sacred Garden. They have an amazing product line from, not just cannabis, but they have great CBD products. It's a real health and wellness feel.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been in there, I encourage you to go in, check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've been in several marijuana dispensaries. I mean, going into Sacred Garden, you have a total feel.
Really?
Yes.
Total feel. I mean, it's very comforting. Very
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Well,
Thanks.
Well, I haven't been there myself, and I feel bad that I haven't yet. I mean,
I know. Shame
I'm
on
missing
you.
out.
Best dispensary in the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Voted number 1.
What was
Yes.
it voted in that? Which vote was it for? Was it for the paper or?
Oh, gosh. All of them.
You
No.
Okay.
I couldn't speak to the specific one at the moment.
You're right. So you guys are just killing it, basically. Hell yeah.
I'd like to
Awesome
think so,
facility.
yeah. I mean, the main goal ultimately is bringing quality product to the patients of New Mexico.
Yeah.
And, if that helps out by getting more dispensaries out there, then that's so be it. We also are opening a full CBD line, as we were talking about. Actually, the company's name is Sacred Wellness.
Okay.
We do have 2 locations already of that store. Come to Green Jeans, full
Okay.
location. Go down to Las Cruces. You can get there as well.
Nice. And Kenneth, and pretty much everyone here, are you from Las Cruces or?
No, I'm going to be born and raised here in
Born and
Albuquerque.
raised. Okay. Well, we're all New Mexico babies for
That's
sure.
right.
Yes, we are.
Kenneth and Melissa are from Las Cruces, and I'm from Las Cruces too. And I guess technically we went to the same high school.
Pretty much. Home of the Knights.
Oñate.
We were the Knights, and I didn't graduate there though, so sadly. But I have the Knight spirit in me. I like the,
Always do.
yeah. And so what's going to be at the NM420Fest? I know I asked you this last time, and you're like, well, this guy never pays attention. But for the audience, what's going to be out there?
A lot. Let's have Kenneth start with the lineup and what he wants to speak about the music and entertainment part, because this is
definitely.
awesome.
Well, New Mexico 420 Fest is basically we're giving you 2 days of peace, love, education, music, and art. We're going to have bands out there, vendors, craft beer. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be very exciting. We're very excited about it. Supporting the 420.
Now, are you allowed to announce it? Because last time you seemed like you were like, oh, I shouldn't have said it. But what's going on with the craft beer? I know that there's probably something special about it going on for this festival, right?
Oh, we're working on putting together a 420 beer.
A 420 beer.
Yes.
See, I got you. Lured you right in there. So
420.
I would imagine it has to be like a hemp brewed beer or something. I mean, that's the only legal way I could see about doing it.
It'll definitely be legal. It's
Yeah.
we're moving to that direction when it becomes recreational. Yeah, we'll move in that direction. But as of right now, it's all legal. It's going to be the exclusive 420 beer that we're working on, the craft beer.
Right.
We have a design in our mind how we want the actual beer can to look, but we're gonna go. We'll go with that later.
Okay.
We'll talk about the fest because the fest itself has a lot of amazing aspects about it too. Hands down to Santa Fe Brewing for, opening up their doors and being supportive of it with this movement. So I want to give them a shout out too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw the place where you guys are going to host this. I went over there because to also announce Stone Conservatives and potential problems and pretty much the voices here at VoiceBox Studios. You can check it out. Shameless plug, voiceboxstudios.com. And pretty much everyone that has a voice there, they're going to be there and help out with the festival. And we'll be doing live podcasting and stuff there too, getting interviews. You said there'll be live music, so we'll be talking to maybe some of the musicians and even some of the politicians that may be there.
Absolutely. Just to name a few, we've got a few musicians that are going to be out there, such as Boy Dirt, Val James, Ellie Del Puerto is going to be there, Trevor Green,
Coastland from Oregon. They're going to be coming out there, and it's an interesting band. Check it out. But we have such a great lineup. Kenneth's done an amazing job with putting this together, so I want to say the music itself is going to be off the chain.
And guys, that's just the music part of the festival.
Yes.
This is just a small little piece of the pie.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be way more there, and you guys got to go. And you can get your pre-sale tickets at NM420Fest.com. And so there'll be even a CBD bar. And now I'm going to play devil's advocate because I might have an idea what it is, but what is a CBD bar? Is it a beverage or what is it?
It's a CBD oxygen bar.
An oxygen bar. Okay.
So it'll be infused with CBD, but it's oxygen, and it's going to be in an ambulance.
In an ambulance. Okay.
Yes. We're going
Dial 911.
All right. We're here to rescue.
I'll definitely got to try all that out. And that'd be really cool to see everyone that maybe who hasn't tried CBD go and check that out too. And that's what's important about this festival is to bring everyone together. People, whether if they have a different political view or maybe someone that's older or young, a pet, that's willing to try CBD. Everyone that should be more accepted to the marijuana culture by now. I mean, I find it kind of ridiculous that we're going back and forth over marijuana like it's reefer madness, It's so old, and it's about time we come together as a community. And like you said, the movement is real.
It is real.
It is very real. And whether if you're sick or you just enjoy pot, you should be allowed to smoke it in this country.
Absolutely.
Far more than tobacco and heroin and stuff like that. I saw a report where heroin kills more people in the United States than guns.
I saw that as well.
So
I would have no doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
And drugs are an epidemic.
yeah,
Unfortunately.
it is a very, very bad problem, especially here in Albuquerque. I think they said it's about the 8th or 10th most city that has the most overdoses or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Sad.
we need to bring the legalization here. Obviously, it helps people. To run over real quick, UNM did a study where they found that medical cannabis is effective at reducing the opioid addiction. And they also found out that people who join that program are most likely to leave that said drugs. So, I mean, then that's actual drugs there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrible drug. So I'm glad that people are getting on pot and we're going green, essentially.
Absolutely green.
So,
Go green.
with the 420 Fest, there'll be comedians, and we announced the comedian list on potential problems last night.
Okay.
So I I know a few of the comedians, and I'm telling you, they're really, really good.
Oh, they're good.
So yeah, so I'm really excited.
Yes.
I bet you'll have a good audience, and everyone's really feeling good too.
It's always best when you can laugh and enjoy yourself and really support something that you believe in. So,
well, how
comedy.
I feel, we only have one life essentially,
That's it.
here on Earth. So we gotta make it special. And this 420 Fest is gonna be very special, and it's gonna be the festival to go to. So please, people, go to the Santa Fe 420 Festival, and it's for it's a 2-day event.
Yes.
So what are the times? You said 2 to 10 on both days?
2 to 10. April 20th and 21st from 2 p.m. to 10.
And it's a $10 entry both days?
Both days.
For one day?
Both days.
For both days.
Absolutely.
It's a $10 both days, guys.
Come for both.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a sleeping bag in your car and go to the next day.
Move on in.
You never know. They might be camping out to wait for lines. So 2 days of peace, love, education, music, and art.
That's it.
I'll camp out for that CBD bar.
Right?
Yeah. And then, like you guys are promoting equality and economic justice. So I was going to go over that with you. What does that mean to you as the owner of this festival?
Go ahead.
Speak on it.
Equality. Well, let's just talk about equality first. We know, right now there's a lot of turmoil in the nation. So I want to bring equality not only to diversity as far as race, religion, color, creed, whatever it is, we want to bring equality. So we welcome anybody coming to this fest. We want them to all have a voice. Doesn't matter who you are, you have a voice. And the second one was, I'm sorry.
Economic justice and equality.
Economic justice, let's face it, New Mexico is number 50 in the state for economy, close to number 50.
Well, essentially the 50th.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
the bottom of the barrel.
We can change that. You, me, anyone that's listening can change that just by your voice, your vote, who you vote for. Make sure you're really looking into the next candidate that is going to be governor. So that way we can make that change. We've had enough of these years where we've been at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So we are going to just create a platform for everyone to be able to have that voice and be able to support this movement, because the movement is not just cannabis.
Yeah.
The movement is bigger than that. So.
Yeah, and you're 100% right. Like, people, go out and vote. Like, it's time that we should go out and vote, and this is the only way we're going to have to do it in order to change our country. Like, we can't sit there and protest. We can't sit there and demand to take things or put things in place. Like, we gotta vote, and you gotta partake in the community. Sadly, it's the only way we gotta do it. But especially with what I do, the Stone Conservatives, most Republicans will, at least from like 10 years ago, right? They were not the way they were, and they were not for cannabis. Nowadays, they're a little bit more open to things, and I'm 1,000% open for rights and civil rights, and and cannabis and stuff like that.
All lives matter.
Yeah, and you're right, and our lives matter as cannabis consumers. It's no more. We can't be locking people up anymore. Just enjoying a simple herb, or a remedy, a medicine. So
and let's address the decriminalization part of it. I think that's going to be a big speaking point is the decriminalization, because we do have a lot of people that are in jail.
Yeah.
Or incarcerated, I should say, for drug-related offenses, which is cannabis. But if we decriminalize and we move forward, I think that's going to push our economy a little bit better and help promote the movement a little more.
Oh yeah.
So it's a road, but we're using a platform for people to be able to speak and take that edge.
It's true.
Yeah. I want to point out to you, have you guys? I enjoy watching this show, but it's so sad. Have you seen Live PD?
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
you've
No.
seen it?
Yes.
So it's basically cops, but it's live, and it's so Orwellian. Like, it's almost something like you would read out of a Fahrenheit 451 book or something. Basically, they're watching people get arrested, or they say pull over cars, or for some manner. Live on the spot, and there's cameras there, and they switch different states. They go, oh, we'll go to Tennessee next, we'll go to Arizona, we'll go to El Paso.
Yeah.
And it is insane how many times they pull over a car, and it's mostly for marijuana. Like, it's nothing. It's a taillight, and they're like, hey, we smell pot in here. Have you been smoking? No. And then the whole thing, and then sure enough, and most of the time, you get your big bus. You get like I saw one that was like 32 pounds of weed. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I smoke a lot of pot, but I don't think I could smoke 32 pounds of pot a year.
Right.
You know,
Come on, be ambitious.
I would like to. I mean, who wouldn't? But yeah, he got pulled over for that. But there's some people that just a blunt or something, like very, very small, like a little nug, and they end up being arrested. And meanwhile, these people are constant. Like, look at the auto thefts here in town. You know, you know, there's stuff like that going around. There's theft, there's thievery, there's you know, drugs, there's murders, rapes, everything going on right now as we speak. And yet they're going around and as we speak right now busting someone for pot.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So yeah, and I think it's getting a little old, and that's not the way we should make our tax dollars, is by busting innocent people.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
Totally waste of time.
Yeah.
And I mean, all what you say ultimately, you know, boils down to education.
Yeah.
I mean, education, you don't have to be a cannabis consumer. You don't have to be a CBD consumer to understand that it is helpful for a large part of our community.
Yeah.
And that is one of the biggest aspects of this 420 Fest.
Yeah.
You know, we're all out to have fun, you know, enjoy medication, talk about it, but let's learn about it too.
Yeah.
Yes. And for those of you that don't know a lot about cannabis, this is a great place to come and just find out a little more about it. If you have family members or you know people that are actually using it for a medical purpose and not sure why, these are great questions to ask at the fest.
Yeah.
So we encourage everyone, not just medical patients, we encourage everybody to come and just experience the 2-day event and get the education they need. Sacred Garden's there to answer all the questions as far as a dispensary and what, you know, as far as how you go about it. It's just a great opportunity to experience it. And that's why we said, come out and experience the exquisite culture of New Mexico and the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
That's right. And you know, and if you're also interested in obtaining a medical marijuana card, come out to the fest. I mean, we're going to have Greenview out there who's going to be conducting evaluations.
Okay.
For very, very cheap.
Yes, they're going to do a special discount for the 420 Fest, which is going to be the most reasonable price that you can get nationwide or statewide. So if you're looking to go and get your card or at least apply, this would be the route to go, especially if you're trying to save a little bit of money.
Oh yeah, I would think so.
Bring your medical records.
Yeah.
Yes, medical records.
And I've been there. I paid way too much for referrals. You know, I've been in the program for quite a long time, and nowadays it's like what, $60 or so that you can find just any day. Yeah, I paid like 100 or 200 almost bucks at one point. Yeah.
Wow.
I understand. I understand.
And speaking of, our medical cannabis program is soaring right now. It increased by 61% this year. Now we have nearly 50,000 patients enrolled.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can see that number doubling by 2020 for sure, and that would essentially be all of Albuquerque almost. It would seem like, you know, if as a populace we put it into one city.
More. Oh, I mean, I bet you everyone and their mother will be there when it goes back. If nothing else, just to see it.
So where do you guys see New Mexico by 2020? Are you hoping that it'll be legalized? At least where do you see New Mexico in the future?
Well, from our sources, it'll be legalized by then.
By 2020.
By then? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it, and it's kind of an obvious answer, is that the route you would want it to go as far as full-on legalization for everyone, not just medical patients?
Yes, I think that we need to take a step back and look at Colorado, Nevada, and see what worked through those states, and then go from there and see what's going to work for New Mexico. I really believe, and this is my personal belief, that if you're a medical patient, maybe you can have a different type of card versus a recreational user. There's a lot of logistics that Kenneth and I have talked about, and we'd like to present that, but I think ultimately we need to just take the experiences from different states and make it work for New Mexico.
Yeah, then that's a great point. You know, there's some parts of the country that are legalized that, you know, maybe part of their system is a little bit faulty. Maybe people are still getting arrested for it, you know, or maybe people have harder access, or maybe it's harder to open a dispensary. Like we discussed last time, but we were going into how Idaho or Iowa or Idaho, one or the other, was making it so that you had to be part of like the state in order to even open up a facility, and it would have to be, a conglomerate of a facility like a Walmart or a Target that you'd have to have like in order to put out dispensaries. It wouldn't be mom and pop shops, and that's not the way to go. We should support small businesses. We should allow the cities to grow. I've said this before. We can't expect New Mexico to grow. We can't expect it to get more money off of just balloons and burritos and and beers in town.
Yeah, natural gas. And
look what Colorado is doing too. I like that they take like 14% tax from the pot and put it towards schools and social services like that. I mean, look what it could do with all these beggars around town. I mean,
you're right.
You would probably give them a place to go because we would have more money.
Sure.
Right now, they're actually taxing us right now more without even allowing us to vote on it. I think like 0.3 cents on the dollar or whatever. But I mean, look, after a while, that's a lot of money, and they're taking from us when we could be implementing other things. Growing the economy.
Exactly.
Denver, they hit almost $1 billion in revenue a year. New Mexico could easily do the same.
Absolutely.
It's without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
And there's alcoholism here, everything. So
within 6 months of Nevada, going legal and recreational. I mean, they've generated $30 million in taxes just in 6 months.
See, look at that, folks. $30 million in taxes. I don't think you can do that with a brewery or something like that, unless you're the most killer brewery. And then one Ultra Health here in town. They've been making what would they say the most revenue right now as far as the medical field because they have a lot of stores. Yeah. But altogether, just one store is generating millions of dollars in taxes.
Yes, they are.
So it's about time we put our foot on the ground and say, no, we got to come together and legalize it. In my point of view, we should legalize it. I don't know if we should treat it like alcohol. And the more I keep thinking about it, it should just be how it is in Denver. You can just go into a shop and get it. That's how it should be.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be like, well, you have to go to a club or you have to go to a bar or something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then they just opened up a place where they can finally go and you can partake like a lounge. So Colorado just got its first pot lounge.
Wow, so many opportunities. I mean, we could do the same thing here in New Mexico.
And that's another business that's growing.
That's right.
Yeah, it's more tax dollars for the city rather than taking it out of our pockets.
I firmly believe New Mexico will be the marijuana belt of the nation.
Well,
I totally believe it.
It really could.
Absolutely. We have passionate, well-educated people in all aspects of the industry. I think what makes our industry unique too is that it is, hyper-local focused. It also is very focused on being medicinal, being very educational about it.
Yeah.
I don't see that changing if it became rec.
Yeah.
I believe New Mexico would still be a place to seek that education.
True.
And seek that quality medication.
Yeah, and then you're 100% right on this, Stephen. We can't expect everyone to just start pouring in dollars and things on pot and expect the city to grow. We got to be educated about it.
Absolutely.
We really do. Whether if it's medical, recreational, or just common sense education, we got to start implementing it. Already, I see kids as young as like 6 and 7. They're starting to question it. Like I have a girlfriend. She has a little daughter, and she knows what pot is. Yeah. And it's about. And maybe instead of teaching birds and the bees first, we should teach more like, if you're gonna run into pot probably first.
Yeah. Right.
And
definitely
you should be careful, and it's not as worrisome as it should be, but be aware that there are other drugs out there and stuff like that. And also to quit teaching the point that pot's a gateway drug. I'm tired of that.
Stop it, right?
That is
stop the nonsense.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, as someone that has partaken in drugs and stuff in the past, pot was not my access. It wasn't my first two. It was pills. My grandparents had trazodones and I can say like twice a day, just pain relievers in their medicine cabinets. and as a kid, I take it. You don't know what you're doing. I could have took the whole bottle if I was stupid, and you would be dead.
Yeah.
You're daring.
Yeah, but if they little Elila there or something, my girl's daughter, if she went and ate a whole brownie or something, she's not going to be dead. So
you're right about that.
Yeah, so we need to start educating. I saw that Dare is finally going to start removing pot off the program.
I saw that.
So that's huge. Like,
I saw that.
I mean, they might as well be.
Yeah, that's great.
So we got a ton of states already legalized. I would imagine by the 20th, probably before then, they would have to be full on federally legalized.
Yeah.
Sadly, Sessions put a little bit of a damper on that. Not really proud of that, but it's just based on the supremacy clause. And during the Prohibition, you didn't want states to just come out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, I'll just legalize alcohol," I'll just do this. And then it also goes way back to wheat farming. So we need to look over our old laws, and it's time to look over the cannabis law.
You're right.
And it's the Marijuana Act or whatever, 1930. We're almost 100 years from that. So, we asked this before. So, how hard was it setting up a 420Fest? Was it fairly easy? Was this something where,
Very. Our first year's 420Fest was tough.
In your first year, you did Las Cruces.
Yes. We had a lot of barriers we had to jump over.
Yeah. And first and foremost, we were doing it in the most conservative city in New Mexico.
Yes.
And that was right there was just a barrier to break. So we found that it was a lot of work on our end to really make sure that we're pushing it on education and driving that force that we're here to make change in New Mexico.
Right.
So it was a lot of people wanting to shut doors, a lot of people saying no, and persistence on our end to keep pushing, hey, no, this is going to happen. We are going to have a 420Fest.
In the biggest park in Las Cruces, next to a middle school.
And was this last year?
Yes.
Last year's.
If you were to do another 420Fest in Las Cruces again, do you think it'd be a little easier?
A lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
See, times are changing, and our beliefs are changing too. Yeah. My grandfather, he's a hardcore conservative. Like, just me using the conservative's name in the thing makes me feel insulted as how far right he is. He's kind of the more non-pro-gay kind of stuff, Christian-based. He has someone real close to him that developed stage 4 or whatever, the last stage cancer, and he was bad. He was skinny. He didn't eat. He was ready to accept death. And the only program we thought, how about you try the cannabis program because I'm on it. And he actually got on the program, and my grandpa is seeing him nowadays after a recent visit. He's telling me today, he's like, yeah, my views on it is completely different. Obviously, there's something there. It's helping people. And he's kind of more the pro-medical, like maybe if, you can get it. But I think that you shouldn't limit a disease, if you shouldn't be limiting people to access if you have a disease. If you have a disease, you should be able to go get cured.
You're right.
And how easy it is to get pills from a doctor. I could go there today, tell them I have an injury in my leg or some bullshit. Right. And they would be giving me OxyContin.
They sure will.
Yeah, they sure will.
Most likely, 1,000%. I can't go there and be like, hey, look, I don't like how the TVs play. I need some pot to enjoy myself or whatever. My leg still hurts from that. And they would be like, no, we want to put you on the oxys. That was doing better for you or whatever. They wouldn't want to put you on the card or on the cannabis program. So when I first was on the program, it was really hard to get on it. Especially with PTSD, I had to get like a lot of evaluations and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays, my friends are going right in and out. Like it's like, so that's how it should be.
Yeah, it's the transition right now. We're in transition of making it a little bit easier for you to become a medical patient, but in the same token, making sure that you have the proper documentation and you're not just getting it just to get it at this point. When it becomes legalized, like we talked about. it would be great if we had a medical side of it and a recreational side of it, just so that way it supports both sides.
Yeah.
What we are doing is trying to bridge that gap between medical and recreational.
Yeah.
And hence why we're at the bridge. Santa Fe Brewery, we're bridging that gap.
Bridging the gap.
So, great topic that you're bringing up.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really excited for this festival, because we can all get along. I know the rave culture. I know the stupid juggalo culture. Out of all the cultures I've been involved with or been seen with my life, this is probably the nicest culture, like the cannabis culture.
Yeah.
They're very sweet people. They're very respectful. And they're not violent. I've never seen a violent pothead ever. Maybe at a video game. But other than that, and just seeing my friends getting their cards and how it's changing their lives completely. And hopefully we could all do the same in this country too. Get people supporting cannabis, not just consuming it, but actually supporting it.
Exactly.
And get out there and vote and tell your congressman or woman, hey, I don't like this law that's being implemented. You could even email Jeff Sessions right now if you wanted to. If you really did, you can tell him, I don't like this. This is affecting my right as a U.S. citizen.
That's right.
Like
That's
that.
right.
So and that's where we should be at.
And whether it's whether you're Democrat or Republican,
or libertarian, whoever your political party is that you choose to
support the legalization.
Absolutely.
If any politician doesn't, tell them to kick rocks and vote for the other guy or gal.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's that simple.
Let's make this happen.
Keep it simple, silly.
Hashtag kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
It's true. I mean, it really is. And especially with all the opinions and views on both parties that they will conjure up, this is the most important, in my opinion. We have something here that's incriminating a lot of people. This is something that could generate a lot of jobs and money, for the community too. And think about it, it would clean, in Denver. Have you drove through Denver lately? Their highway system, it's so clean because people are putting tax dollars into it, so they get to technically own that land or whatever in a way of saying oh yeah, this is cleaned by Live Well, like a dispensary in Colorado. So
we're interested to see what it looks like because I haven't been to Colorado since way before the legalization, and so
out there.
So we gotta get back. Kenneth and I gotta go check it out because we have some high hopes and dreams for New Mexico. We want to change it better than Colorado.
I mean, we've been getting Miguel Lopez. He's the organizer for the 420 rally.
Yes,
he's been trying to invite us out there.
Yes,
he's like, come on out here.
Because I guess now it's going to be in a different location, but. Our movement, what we're doing for the 420 Fest really is promoting peace, education, music, and art, and that is the focus for this fest.
Yeah.
We really want to promote the peace, and rather than the rallying piece of it, I think this is going to be a different aspect. And just being in New Mexico, Stephen, can you relate as far as agriculturally speaking? Do you think New Mexico really has what it takes agriculturally?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, at Sacred Garden, we're fortunate. We produce about 90% of our product, and we manufacture everything ourselves, from the concentrate to the edibles, you name it. A number of other dispensaries are doing the same thing. There's a great industry here. We even are bringing in people from out of this state. I mean, it is a absolutely wonderful place to be right now. And as you said, it is just... It could be the belt. It could be part of the marijuana belt, and that's ultimately where I see it going. Is when it goes rec, quality cannabis for everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, if you're a new patient here listening in New Mexico and you haven't checked out Sacred Garden, go there now. You said you got a 15% off. New patient?
So if you are a new patient, you would get either 15% off or a free gram pre-roll. So get yourself over and do that. If you're in Albuquerque,
Can we be new patients? Can we be new Stephen? We'll be over there in about 15 minutes.
All over again.
I'll let you be new patients.
Okay.
But yes, guys, get on out there. come say hi to us. We have a really great, educated staff. Latest open in the city in Albuquerque. We're going to be open till 9 Monday to Thursday, till 10 on Friday and Saturday, until 8 on Sundays. So don't be shy. Get over there now and say hi. If you're in Las Cruces or Albuquerque too, stop by Sacred Wellness. You don't need a card. You can come in, educate yourself like we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. If you don't have a card, come to our dispensary. Our bud tenders are happy to, pop out and just talk to you.
Yeah.
So get on over, get to any dispensary, and learn about this industry.
And if you don't have a card, and you want to kill some time on 420, it's a wonderful time to be there at NM420Fest in Santa
With your
Fe.
paperwork.
Yes, bring your paperwork, and you can get a card. Think about that. Like, ever since I got my card, it was probably the best thing I ever did.
Awesome.
Every time I get my renewal in the mail, I'm just as happy as I got it day one. And there's plenty of dispensaries here in town I enjoy, but I am definitely going to check out Sacred Garden, and you guys should too, those that are listening right now. And do you have a website?
Yes, check us out at sacredgardenNM.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, The Works. Check out our Leafly and Weed Maps pages for our most up-to-date menus. And give us a call.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you can go to the New Mexico 420fest.com website, click on Enter Sacred Garden, and go right to their page.
Yeah,
so
great.
whatever website you're on,
Boom.
there you go.
That's NM420Fest.com, and it's 420Fest.com.
Correct.
Don't spell it out. That'll be the longest URL link. Is there anything else you guys want to plug? It's been a good 40 minutes here. I usually go for about 40 to an hour, but I think this was a wonderful podcast, and
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
ended on a high note.
Yeah.
Anything else you got coming up for Southwest Marketing and Publishing?
Southwest Publishing, Marketing, Entertainment.
I got the
It's okay. You can do SPME to make it easy. SPME. There's some future ideas going forward. Right now, we're focused on the fest. Some ideas of recruiting and maybe some hair shows. But right now, NM420 Fest is what we're pushing, and we will keep you posted as we go.
Yeah, and it's just $10 to get in, guys. It's just $10 for 2 days. You
Totally
get
worth
you get
it.
arts for 20 education, live music, comedy. We'll be doing our podcast and live interviews and stuff out there too. I'm quite interested to see some of the reactions I'm gonna get. So far, we got 3 awesome people here,
Cool.
and I could tell that. There might be a few bad eggs. I'll be like, they'll see the conservative name and be like, "What the hell?" And maybe they'll throw Jeff Sessions at me or something. But I already know that it probably won't be like that because, like I said earlier, the culture is so open and so nice that even if they saw it and got mad a little bit, they're probably so stoned or whatever. They'll
Right.
just be like, "Oh, his sign looks good." So there'll be our podcast. There'll be radio there, right?
There will be radio.
And then it's to promote equality and economic justice, guys. And that's NM420Fest.com. Get your pre-sale tickets, only $10. Parking, you said free right now.
Free parking.
Yeah, as of right now.
Or if you're coming from Albuquerque, you can take the train.
I thought of that.
Yeah, and it's only $11 round trip.
Yeah.
If you decide you want to drive, you can stay at the Inn at Santa Fe and get a discount. Just mention the NM420 Fest.
Okay.
So options, if you're traveling.
Yeah, if you're out of state listening to this, I know we got a few out of staters. Come and come celebrate and stay. Get the deal at the hotel. What hotel was it?
The Inn at Santa Fe. Just
Okay, I
just
haven't heard that
mention the New Mexico 420 Fest, and they'll give you the 420 Fest discount, which is substantially.
Very big discount.
Yes.
Very
Great.
big discount.
Props to Inn at Santa Fe. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
And especially, guys, I thank you two personally because ever since you promoted Some Conservatives and VoiceBox, our page just hit today 100 likes. So,
Yay!
thank you very much.
That's what we do. We push.
Yes, you guys are. They got the skills to pay the bills, guys.
Yeah.
They do.
It's funny that you said that because we did last year we did the same for a few other up-and-coming businesses, such as Cannabis NM Staffing. We did it for them.
Yeah,
Yes,
and they're
and they're-
huge.
Yeah,
They're huge. Their page, I believe,
when they first started, it was like 200.
200, and now it almost quadrupled. It was amazing by the time of the fest, and then after the fest. So that's what we do: is we push the advertising. That's what we are.
It's marketing.
We do.
Right. Well, that's about it. Anything else, Steven, you might want to plug for Sacred Garden?
Well, actually, yeah. So, of course, 420Fest, don't forget it. We'll be on some other stations, hopefully back here again to remind you guys.
Yeah, love to have you back.
In the meantime, check us out off of Lomas and San Mateo. We'll be opening a 4th store. Probably within the next few weeks, so be on the lookout. It'll be a surprise.
And that's just right by my house, so I'll be going there more often. So.
By far the
Come
best
say hi to me.
dispensary.
Yes.
These guys are awesome.
They
These guys
are.
awesome.
Quality,
Thanks, guys.
quality. You want to go quality, you go Sacred Garden.
And whether I go there to buy flour or spam me with resumes, I will be there. So,
Good.
all right, guys, this was episode 12 of Stone Conservatives. Thank you guys for listening. We didn't have Alan in because he's with his lady friend.
I was wondering where Alan was.
It's his
Missing in
wife.
action.
More important.
Yeah, it's his wife. I can't just,
Yeah.
gotta spend time with the wife. So thank you guys, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.